Yeah, so my name is Jimmy Moore. I'm from Livin La Vida, low carb, and yes, Ricky Martin was relevant at one time when I made that. I've been around since 2005, a year after I lost 180 pounds on the Atkins diet. I've been in keto, pretty strong keto, since about 2012, and I experimented with it, started really doing all the testing of ketosis, and I wrote a book about that everybody knows in the community called Keto Clarity, and it's been translated in 13 languages. So I come to these events like KetoCon because more than anything, I want to connect with the people that are doing this. And so I know most of the talks because I have a very popular podcast, Livin La Vida Low Carb Show. So I've talked to most of these people that are talking. What I love about events like this is you get to connect with real people at every level. I have people that have been fans for over a decade, and then people that didn't know who I was, they just met me 2 hours ago and they're already hugging my neck and saying they're friends for life. So that's kind of the beauty of all this. And then of course you get to be exposed to all these new companies that are out there, and so it's really a community experience. The initial thing is trying to figure out what does it take to get into ketosis, because a lot of people think, oh, if I just cut my carbs, I'm in ketosis. It's a lot more nuanced than that. So protein comes into play, so you have to moderate down on the protein. Fat comes into play. If you have to eat more fat to burn fat, that blows people's minds because they don't realize that the biggest fat burning element in your diet is fat. And so if you're not a sugar burner anymore, you become a fat burner, and the only way to burn fat is to eat fat. Oh my gosh, satiation is why you eat. If you eat and 1 hour later you're hungry again, guess what? You ate the wrong thing. And so that's why the fat becomes such a key element, because satiation doesn't come from carbohydrate. Carbohydrate revs up the hunger. And so then protein actually can also, in a lot of people, rev up hunger too. A lot of people think, okay, protein is so satiating, and maybe it is for some people. I say most people, they're most satiated when they have a very high fat content, meaning more than 60% of your calories coming from fat. When I say fat, I'm talking about real food-based fats. So the quality fats, the better the ingredients, that's what you're looking for. Considering I wrote the first book that had keto in the title, I think we're going to be around for a very long time. Paleo came around about 2010, hit its stride in 2012, 2013, and then started to wane about 2015, 16. So about a 5-year-ish period for them. I think keto, which has been about a year now really strong, I think we're looking at 4, 5, 6, 7 years that it's going to be strong. So if you're getting into this now, you're still in the early stages of it. I wrote a book many years ago about it, but a lot of what's happening now, the innovation in products like Sated, that's what's happening right now. You're at a great place to be getting a part of the keto community, and definitely it's here to stay. There's been a lot of pretenders in this space, and as someone who's been around for 15 years and seen every incarnation of the good, the bad, and the really ugly, I'm really happy to see that there's ones that are actually listening to customer feedback. They're getting actual high fatness in the shake without using weird ingredients. You know, sometimes people are like, oh, ours is so thick and delicious, but then you look at all the things they put in it to make it do that are just, I would never put that in my mouth. So I love the integrity as part of this. And it's the kind of companies I want to unite with that use the real ingredients, that use the things that people love, and that's what I love about it the most. I just want people to enjoy cooking again. And so if you enjoy cooking, you're going to cook with bone broth, you're going to use real food, maybe you'll have your own backyard chickens, maybe you'll have your own garden, and all these things, it's real food. I think we've lost in our nation our palate for what real food is. And so you just start eating it again. So to answer your question, really any food that nourishes, if I can eat something and then not be hungry for 10, 12, 14 hours, guess what? That was a damn good meal. I think we overcomplicate it. I think sometimes people say, well, I'm not getting 1.5 or higher in my blood ketones, therefore I'm a failure. And so you tie all your success or failure on your keto to a number on a meter. Keep in mind, those are just tools to show you where you're at. So at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is get results. So how do you feel? So if I could impart knowledge on people about keto, listen to how your body feels, and that will not go lead you astray. So that's one thing. I think another thing is don't forget about the effects of the other macronutrients besides carbs. So people know to cut carbs, but they don't think about, oh yeah, I have to replace those carbs with fat. Adding more fat to the diet has been a game changer for so many people. And moderating down on protein, the same thing. I've gotten probably more people have commented about Keto Clarity of they had no idea that protein in excess would cause problems for them. Again, not everybody, but for a lot of people. And so that would be a big one. Just pay attention to how your body feels with the higher fat. You're gonna feel so much better. And then the last one is, don't guess, test. If you're guessing that, oh, I'm in ketosis or my blood sugar's okay, how do you really know unless you're testing? And so you have to get a glucometer. They're so stupid easy, cheap now. Get one of those. You can get a Keto Mojo blood ketone meter. You can test your blood ketones. Those are really the gold standard of knowing how you're doing. Test your blood glucose, your blood ketones, and then you know where you stand. You don't have to do it forever. Do it for probably like day, night for 30 days. That's 60 strips, and then you know, oh, when I feel this way, I know my blood sugar is maybe 90. When I feel this way, my blood ketone is 1.1, and you'll get to that level. I did it day and night, every hour on the hour, some days for one whole year. I'm pretty in touch with where I'm at in my glucose and my blood ketones. My contribution to this community not only is the interviewing of all the experts, but I distill the information down. So I'm a real, not nerdy kind of guy. I can talk nerdy with the doctors, but I think talking to real people in real everyday language, I can sit here and beta-hydroxybutyrate you to death, but at the end of the day, if you don't know what that means, you're gonna tune out. So my job in this community is to translate it. So I've written a lot of books that are very translatable, very understandable. Keto Clarity is what I'm most known for. Sold 300,000 copies worldwide, 13 languages. So I just want people to always be engaged in their own health. And so let me help you with that. LivinLaVidaLowCarb.com is my website. I'm happy to help complete strangers every single day. Please let me help you.